Hey, as you all may know, my name is Alexander. So I'm going to make this pretty quick. It's going to be a brief video. I just want to make sure that I'm touching on all these fundamental principles and topics. There's going to be a multitude more of these. They're essentially endless, but I wanted to talk to you today about this illusory perception of how people see you and what they think you should be doing. When you go through life, people tell you a lot of different things, some with your best interests at heart, and others not so much. But you have to make sure you stop to think about who you are as a person and what you want to do. I know that doesn't sound that magical or, powerful, but it's something that people often do not do. People don't stop to think about what they truly want in life and the action steps to get there. Simply knowing what you want isn't enough. You have to know what you want, and you have to know why you want it, and then map out how to get there. So, really, it really comes down to knowing yourself on a fundamental level. Why you do the things that you do. And really, what you want to do the most above everything else in life. You really have to sit down and study this day after day and really reflect on this, because this is something that it's going to take a little bit of time. It might take a month or 2 or 3. You have to really, really think about this, because your mind's going to tell you multiple different things that you want to do, but it's not actually what you want to do. It might be something that you're infatuated with at the moment, or something that you simply just are thinking that you want to do, but you don't really want to do it because you don't know what you want to do. And the main way you find out what you want to do is you have to experiment, test things out. That's just what you have to do in life, in business and every facet of life in general. You have to split test and just test. That's the only way you're going to find, proof of concept. Essentially knowing exactly what works and what you want. So, there's this saying that I used to think was very bombastic, and only an arrogant, pompous person said these words. It goes a little something like this: my way or the highway. I'm sure you know it. I used to think that people, when they said that, they're just bombastic, arrogant people, and it didn't really matter. It's their way or no way. And if you don't fit in, it's too bad. And I was like, oh, that's all. Get that out of here. That's there's no point to be acting in that facet or acting in that manner. But as the years go on, I've come to the conclusion that they were quite true to the point. What do I mean? That holds the most value over most things. Your way or no way. I've came to the conclusion that is true. And I thought on it, and I reflected on it. If not your way, then whose way? Ask yourself that. If I don't do it my way, am I going to do it your way? Or am I going to do it that person's way, or his way, or her way? And if you are going to do it their way, does their way align with your core principles and beliefs of who you are and who you want to be and where you want to be? These are the things you have to ask yourself. And I find myself asking these very same series of questions over and over and over, reiterating them time and time again, and almost every single day. Every time I reflect, this is one of the things I'm thinking about. It's like, once I flipped the switch and I started doing everything my way, I've seen strides and gains, bounds and leaps to where I want to be. So I want to pose the question: who are you? What do you want to do? But most of all, are you going your way or someone else's? Is it your way or the highway? If not, it needs to be. This directly ties into learning the word no. Just because you can does not mean you should. Someone says, oh, you want to go to the club? Or you want to go do this? You want to go do that? You want to go drink? You want to go play some games? You want to go sit down and be flounderous with some kind of hallucinogenic drugs? No, I do not want to be. I do not want to do any of those things. I don't want to go to play any games. I don't want to go drink. I don't want to go to a club. No, I'm fine. No thank you. I'll sit here by myself and think on what I actually want in life. So I don't end up 10, 15, 30, or 50 years later sitting by myself. Two ways to the same end. But the 50 years later, that time, you let a lot of time go by and you haven't learned that much. And little did you know, you still have all these problems and potential insecurities and limiting beliefs, and now you have to, 50 years later, remove all of those. And as time goes forward, it gets a little bit more tedious to do these things because you start to get set in your ways. I don't believe that, but I see that people actually do it. I think it's just something that some people do more than others. It's dangerous. I don't want to make this run too long. I have to catch a movie. But reflect on this as well. This is one of the daily principles. I want you to understand this. This is principle number 3 of the daily principles. My way or the highway. You have to understand this fundamentally. You cannot live your life thinking you can go other people's ways. And you have to really assess if people have the best interest for you. And if they do, that's fine. But it may not be the best route for you. You still have to sit by yourself and understand, am I going the direction I want to go? If not, you must address this immediately and pivot. Alright, that's all I have for you. Over and out.